unacceptable, totally disqualifying. So the fake elector scheme was a literal coup attempt.
Yes.
So he doesn't win the election. For folks who don't know, I need to explain why it's a coup attempt, because you just throw out words and then people get triggered by the words and then they go into their separate corners, right? So the January 6th rioters, they were not going to keep the building. That was not a coup attempt. It's not like, oh, the MAGA guys have the building, I guess they win, right? No, that was never going to happen. So what was the point of the January 6th riot? It was to delay the proceedings. Why did it matter that they were going to delay the proceedings? Because if you can't certify the election, they wanted general confusion and chaos so that the Republicans in Congress could say, well, we don't know who won, so we're going to have to kick it back to the states.
Yes.
In the states, they had the fake electors ready. And remember, the fake electors are not Trump's electors. Both candidates have a slate of electors, Biden's electors and Trump's electors. They go to the Trump electors first in this plan, and half the Trump...
This is not technically correct how he's explaining it, but it doesn't matter. We got the idea right. We got the idea, okay? That's all that matters.
Electors go, no, I'm not going to pretend Trump won the election when he didn't win the election. So they're like, now we got to come up with fake electors, okay? So they enlist these Republicans to go, yeah, I'll pretend Trump won, right? And so they sign a piece of paper. That's fraud, and that's why a lot of them are now being prosecuted in the different states. And so the idea is the Republican legislators then go, we're sending these new electors in, and we think Trump won Arizona and Georgia and Wisconsin, right? That was the idea. That was the plan. And then you come back to the House. At that point, when there are two different sets of electors, the constitutional rule is the House decides. But the House decides not on a majority, because the Democrats had the majority at the time. They decide on a majority of the states. They vote by state. And the Republicans had the majority of the states. So in that way, you steal the election. Even though Trump didn't win, you install him back in as president. That is a frontal assault on democracy. And I loathe it. And then Trump, on top, just blabbers out, well, sometimes if there's massive fraud in an election, in other words, I think I won. I don't even think that. I'm just saying that I won, right? He says you can terminate any rule, regulation, or article even in the Constitution. No, brother, you cannot terminate the Constitution because you'd like to do a fake elector scheme and do a coup against America. Fuck you.
But is he really going to do it?
I'm never going to allow this wannabe tyrant to go back into the White House and endanger our system. And so you want to endanger the corrupt system? I'm the guy, okay? Let's go get that corrupt system and tear it down. If you want to endanger the real system, democracy, capitalism, the Constitution, then I'm your biggest enemy. So I'm never going to take that risk. And you see it every time he goes to talk to a dictator. Look, guys, I'm asking you to be principled, right? I ask the left of that, and we drive away some of our audience when we do that. So we got the balls to do that to our own side. So for the right wing, be honest. If it was Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Kamala Harris that went and wrote, quote, unquote, love letters to a communist dictator who runs concentration camps, you would say, communist, we knew it. Look at that. And Trump literally says about Kim Jong-un, we wrote love letters to one another. We fell in love. If a Democrat said that, they'd be politically decapitated, right? Their career would be instantly over, right? But Trump, whenever it's Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, don't get into Russia, but it's just that he's a strong man, right? Kim Jong-un or any Viktor Orban, Duterte in the Philippines, anytime it's a strong man that says, screw our Constitution, screw our rules, I want total loyalty to one person, Trump loves him. He loves him. And he said once, he's like, oh, it's great. You go to North Korea or China, and when the leader walks in, everybody applauds. And everybody listens to what he says. That's how it should be here. No, brother, that's not how it should be here. You hate democracy. You want to be the sole guy in charge. As a populist, you should loathe Donald Trump.
I agree on the fake elector scheme. Can you, Steelman, and maybe educate me on, there's a book, Rigged, that I started reading.
Alpha, Cenk Uygur dominates. Beta, Lex Fridman. He didn't really argue back at all. I feel like this thread title is autistically provocative, but okay. Damn, why did it get banned? Who banned this dude?
Okay, well then, let's talk about Donald.
Oh, I can just look, can't I? Hold on. Oh, no, wait, this is an unban. Okay, I'm banning him. 7 days for being too provocative.
Is there any degree to which the election was rigged, or elections in general are rigged? So I think the book Rigged, the main case they make is not that there's some shady fake ballots. It's more the impact of mainstream media and the impact of big tech.
So rigged is another one of those words that triggers people and is ill-defined, right? So let's begin to define it. So the worst case of rigged is we actually changed the votes, right? So a lot of Trump people think that that's what happened. Nonsense. That didn't happen at all. Okay. So then you move. And by the way, some on the left thought the votes were changed in the 2016 primary and it was literally rigged against Bernie. No, that did not happen. Okay. That is a massive crime and is very risky and is relatively easy to get caught.
So what would you do right now in Ukraine if you were the president?
Putin uses the N-word. I call it the N-word. He uses the N-word, the nuclear word, all the time. That's a no-no. You're not supposed to do that. He uses it on a daily basis. And everybody's so afraid, so afraid, so afraid. And as they're afraid, he uses it more and more. That's why he's doing the kind of things he's doing. He's doing them because he thinks nobody's going to ever attack us because they're all stupid and they're afraid to talk about it.
I totally agree with you.
Okay?
So what would you do
instead of
This reminds me of he must have known what he was doing, right?
I mean,
do you think? I can't tell.
I mean, it's been kind of eye-opening. I've just sort of randomly here and there picked up episodes of old shows that I hadn't watched in a long time from like the early 2000s, and just the casual the casual sort of gay humor, casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And
Casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like okay, it was an episode of American Dad, and it was just
Really?
like, it wasn't for shock value. It was just like used.
Whoa.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? That was in 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then, because the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right? And it's funny because to me that doesn't feel like that long ago, but to my kids,
Are you talking like N-word hard R?
what? No,
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how people use that term.
no.
I think
That's
so.
the N word. What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
No, the one with the for mental disability.
I'm pretty sure people use hard R in a very different way than you just used it.
Oh. Okay, either
Hard
way.
R means ending
I understand.
the N-word
I
with a
understand.
hard R.
I understand what you mean. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that
I'm
we
freaking
cleared that
Neo
up.
over here, dude. We're dodging bullets. That's
Yeah.
bad.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Jesus Christ.
Right. I forgot about the part where I said, yeah, I just used it. Yeah, no, actually.
That's what I was like. I was pretty surprised with American Dad, and then you were like, yeah, me too. I was like, whoa. Okay,
Yeah, no, you've
all
known
right.
me a long time.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.